April 10, 1912. Southampton Harbor. The largest luxury liner in history set sail on her maiden voyage, the Titanic. 269 meters in length, approximately 46,000 gross tons. She was the crystallization of human technology. Her designer was Thomas Andrews, 39 years old, a genius naval architect. He designed 16 watertight compartments into this ship. By design, she could withstand flooding in multiple compartments under certain conditions. It was a design that gathered the essence of technology. Practically unsinkable. That's what the magazines proclaimed. People convinced themselves that even God couldn't sink her. April 14, 1912. North Atlantic. Warnings began arriving in Titanic's wireless room. Icebergs. Numerous. That day, repeated warnings about icebergs and ice fields came from nearby vessels. All carried the same message. Icebergs en route. Danger. Yet the captain didn't slow significantly. Even just before collision, her speed remained around 22 knots. What was he thinking in that moment? Captain Edward Smith, 62 years old, White Star Line's most veteran commander. He saw the iceberg warnings, every single one. Yet he made his decision. Don't reduce speed significantly. Why? He chose the conventional wisdom of the era. In clear weather, sail at full speed and avoid icebergs by visual sighting. That was standard navigation practice on North Atlantic routes. In his mind, two choices collided violently. Trust experience, or fear the unknown risk. He chose experience. But this night, experience failed. April 14, 1912. 11:40 p.m. The lookout cried out, "Iceberg, right ahead." Frederick Fleet, 24 years old. He rang the warning bell, but it was too late. Titanic was charging ahead at full speed. From sighting to impact, only seconds remained. The ship attempted a sharp turn, but the massive hull couldn't turn instantly. Fleet prayed. Screech, screech, screech. A dull sound echoed through the hull. The iceberg pressed against Titanic's starboard side. Along approximately 90 meters of the starboard hull, rivets intermittently popped. Tiny gaps. But they were fatal. Seawater began flooding in. Designer Andrews ran through the ship. He checked the watertight compartments. First one, flooding. Second, flooding. Third, flooding. Fourth, flooding. Fifth, flooding. His face turned pale. By design, she was supposed to withstand flooding in multiple compartments under certain conditions. But 5 consecutive compartments were flooding. She'd exceeded her limits. He understood. Titanic would sink. Andrews rushed to the captain's quarters. He calculated. 5 consecutive compartments flooding. Seawater pouring in continuously from the bow. The conclusion was clear. "Captain, this ship will sink within 2 hours." Captain Smith froze. Practically unsinkable. The ship believed immune even to God's power. She would sink in 2 hours. Captain Smith gave the order. All hands abandon ship. But here, a cruel truth emerged. That night, approximately 200 people were aboard. The total capacity of lifeboats, including collapsibles, was only about 178. The math meant abandoning more than half. Why? British Board of Trade regulations at the time mandated minimum boat quantities based on ship tonnage brackets, not proportional to passenger capacity. Titanic met the minimum requirements. But not enough for everyone. Crew members began lowering the lifeboats. But who would board? The crew received their orders. Women and children first, starting with first class. The wealthy boarded the lifeboats. Fur coats, jewels, expensive gowns. They descended quietly into the lifeboats. But below deck, a different scene unfolded. Third-class passengers, immigrants, laborers, poor families. They tried to reach the upper decks, but the routes were complex. Guidance was inadequate. Gates meant for regulations became walls, separating life from death in an emergency. Language barriers, confusion, delayed instructions. Everything worked against them. Around 2:18 a.m., Titanic faced her final moment. The bow sank beneath the waves. The stern lifted into the air. In the final stage of sinking, the hull broke apart. The sound of metal groaning, screams, voices in prayer. Those in the lifeboats watched. 2:20 a.m. Titanic disappeared. Silence returned to the sea. Approximately 500 people died. Before dawn, the rescue ship Carpathia arrived at the scene. She then rescued and recovered approximately 700 survivors. But the breakdown of survivors was brutal. Survival rates differed drastically by class. First-class passengers had high rates, third-class passengers low. Class determined life and death. Titanic's tragedy changed the world. 1914. Following the disaster, an international conference convened and adopted the first international convention for the safety of life at sea, the SOLAS Convention. All passenger ships were required to carry life-saving equipment for every passenger aboard. 24-hour wireless watch became mandatory. Iceberg monitoring was strengthened. Approximately 500 lives created new regulations. So what can we learn from this tragedy? Recent 3D scanning surveys reveal the iceberg didn't slice through the hull. It applied pressure that popped the rivets. A tiny flaw sank a giant ship. Titanic teaches us 3 lessons. First, overconfidence in technology invites destruction. The assumption of being practically unsinkable led to dismissing warnings. Second, blind faith in experience breeds misjudgment. The practice that icebergs can be avoided by visual sighting prevented slowing down. Third, class disparity reveals its cruelest face in times of crisis. Life and death were decided by differences in access routes and guidance. Human overconfidence. Inertia of judgment. Social inequality. When these converge, disaster becomes inevitable. And this lesson hasn't faded. In 2023, in these same waters, a submersible heading for Titanic's wreckage met with disaster. Non-standard design, ignored warnings. No matter how technology changes, when we forget reverence for safety, the sea bares its fangs again. So I ask you this. Technology has advanced. Regulations have become stricter. Safety has improved dramatically. But has human nature changed? Are we still overconfident in technology? Are we prioritizing efficiency and convention over safety? Are we turning a blind eye to social inequality? When the next crisis comes, what will you prioritize? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Titanic's tragedy happened 2 years ago. Yet its lessons remain alive today. Human overconfidence, inertia of judgment, social inequality. These still exist, in different forms. On this channel, we relive history's defining moments and explore the wisdom we can learn from them. To learn from past failures and make the future better. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing and hitting like. I'll see you in the next story.